We're off. What's up? Okay, so first things first, we got to split some tubing. There we are. Bring it up and down. Ooh. It is warm right now. What's up, Het? What's up, Hans? Dragonfly, how are you? We're going to split this baby over. Cut it down. Like that. Keep tapping something. That's not a good thing. What's up, Laura? How are you doing? Yeah, y'all made it. I was a little behind. It's one of those times of the year. What's up, Groves? It's one of those times of the year. I'm doing good tonight. What's up, Katie? How are you? We're going to try a little bit no music tonight. See how it goes for a little bit. Hi, Red Squeak. Little ASMR sound with the torch. A little crackle by the fire with me. Hurricane, what's up? Yeah, I was a little bit behind, but I'm here. I'm here. We are all good. Yeah, we're going to go a little music list tonight. And I see Red Squeaks in the house. How are you? Steffi is getting all the grab bags finished up. They will hit the mail tomorrow. I might have enough for 10 more, but the shark is already done. It's in one of the boxes. So anything further will definitely not be a possibility for the shark. All right, and we're going to fill that water bucket up because it's crazy. I'm doing good, Red Squeak. Thank you for asking. All right, let's uh-oh. Which one of these is the hot one? Damn it. Not that one. Hi, Daisy girl. Welcome in. Lift weights. Got you. Melissa, how are you doing? Doing okay, Red Squeak. Doing okay. All right, so we're going to get a few of I have a lot of these peppermints to do still, but we're going to break up the monotony. We'll do a couple peppermint swirls, and then we'll do the gnome with blue hat and a few other things. We'll just break it up tonight. We're going to break it up a little bit, not all the same thing. It's going to look... Nope, Jonah, I have not. There we go. Forgot to turn on my fan. Need a little breeze. There we go. Whew. There we go. That feels better. All right, so we're going to preheat this, and then we're going to do the gnome with a blue hat. I did the red hat yesterday, and we're going to do a blue hat today. How many gnomes do I have to do? Just one. They're not my favorite thing ever. I don't like making them, actually. All right, we're going to bring it up. Got an itch. All right, let's do the white and red, and then we'll go through and I don't know, maybe we'll do the gnome right after this. We'll see. Yeah, I definitely make a few of those swans. I actually brought them back because they were gone for a long time. Nobody was making them, so I decided to make the swans. I have a mini version of one right behind me. Which I can show you. Maybe we can even maybe make a swan right after this, too. Do a gnome, then a swan. We'll break it up. We'll break it up. How's that? What's up, Lindsay? How are you? We're going musicless right now. I thought I'd try a little bit of fireside chat. Get it? Yeah, those swans were super popular back then. Fireside chat. That's funny. All right, there's that. And one more. And there we go. She's doing good, Smokey. I do have the bleep button, though. Watch. Do that. I hope the bleep button works. All right, we got to add the red. Oh, the swan. Yeah, let me finish this. I can at least bring the swan out. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just do a little bit more chat focused and not music focused tonight. We're going to see how that works. So if people have questions or just want to hear the thrust from the torch. Sounds like a little mini rocket. This torch actually looks like SpaceX's Raptor rockets when they're flying. It looks really close. The Raptor engines, I should say. All right, so we got that mellowed out right there. All right, we're going to trim this off and get this looking good. And nope, not that color. That's actually a mutated shiny green uranium. This is what you use to burn the chews? I don't know what a chew is. I know you could roast a hell of a marshmallow. Oh, mall and kiosk, yeah. We got the mod. I got the mod squad on. So we got the mod squad, and then I'm kind of naming all of you who have been in here regular on both channels. The mod, or not the mod squad, Molten Mob. You guys are going to be the Molten Mob. We're gonna retire glowworms for a little while. Going to be the Molten Mob. About 3,800 degrees. What's up, Mike? How are you doing? I'm keeping an eye on your birds. They're traveling all over the place, by the way. I did take a look. All right, so we're going to kind of bring this down. Spider, what's up? Hi, Tia. And just got to bring it down. Just like that. And we're going to blow it open. Should have a nice swirl to it. And we're going to kind of keep it semi-flat. Little bit of a bobble to it, but not much. This is 31 years this has been going. Would look badass with a motorcycle. I would love to ride a motorcycle. I don't trust all the other people on the road. That's what makes me fearful about riding. Not myself, other people. People not paying attention and stuff. That's what worries me about it. Joining the subscription, can I tell you more about it? Yeah, I mean, the subscribers just get the little classic emotes and stuff with it. Depends on which subscription. They changed it all. But after 3 months, you end up getting either the birthday cake, and then after a year, you get to change it up a little bit on your next birthday. But it's just a little way of showing support. Not much else. Yeah, the birthday cake, I'm getting ready to ship it. I have it out here. That one I had to let sit for a day and a half. I want to make sure it didn't crack. But I'll show it to you. I got it out here. If y'all want to see it, Dragonfly will be... I was going to send it to her and just let her be surprised, but we can bust it out on live. Yeah, birthday cake. Like a glass birthday cake. I do have the Starlight Mints in uranium. They are available. Yeah, Starlight Mints are available in uranium. Nope, that is not. All right, let me put the hook on here. So that spot where I put the little hole, that's where the hook is going to go and cover it up now. Science. All right, here we go. We're going to take it around, pop it in. Like that. Going to grip it and stick it. And that is dead on. Right off the bat. Okay, we're going to take it and tap it. Tap, tap, tap. And we're going to bring it out here. And smooth it out. Sorry, without music, you guys are getting me. And that could be a little scary. All right, it will turn all red eventually. But yeah, without music, you get all me now. That's going to be a little scary for you. All right, let's find Dragonfly's cake. Oh, I'm so happy with it. I think Groves is already off. Okay, there's the little cake. But there's more. Look at that thing light up. So it's got the blue on the inside. The red is really hard to see right now. I'm going to try and get that shot. You can see a little bit of that pink for the Lucy and then the uranium. Then there's the blue glow. So the inside of the cake, that white filament on the inside that has the spiral will actually glow in the dark. You can't see it? Oh, there. It's right there. Should be seeing it on TikTok. Bring it over this way. You can get a little better version. There. How am I off screen? Are you sure I'm off screen? Okay. But yeah, there it is. Actually, we can bring it front and center for a moment. Right there. Then you can see it. So that's the birthday cake that on YouTube, it's members. On TikTok, it's subscribers. And you can get it in different colors. Been melting since 2013. Oh, nice. I got a few decades on you, but cool. Awesome to have you in, then. Always like other Boro people, even soft glass. I know that. Well, that one looks cool. Groves looks really good too, I have to admit. We were going to do the gnome. Was it the gnome? Yes. Oh no, I was going to show the swan. Maybe we'll do a swan. Crap, I'm mindless today. Yeah. So this is a mini version of the swan. So these are the little blown glass swans. You got to move this guy out of the way, or it could get damaged. I don't know. This has been a while since I've tested them, but yeah, it's not gonna. It doesn't want to sit on mold, but I do test them by knocking them over, seeing if they break. All right, let's do swan. Might as well do a swan. I busted that out, right? It's a super simple item. We'll fume it. We'll throw some fume on it and make it a yellowish swan. Right? Okay. I wanted a bigger piece of tubing, but I don't have a larger size on me. They do whistle. So the swan will be whistle. If you ordered some stuff, could you get it before Christmas? As long as you do it within the next couple days. Priority mail will still get there. Earned a sub. Thank you. I appreciate the sub. We are growing rapidly. Our YouTube channel is growing rapidly. TikTok is doing fantastic. Like right now, between the two, we're sitting at about 350 viewers, which is good. All right, so we're going to pull this point. This stuff is like super pliable for a while, and then you can just bring it back. And then there's a point where it says, no, no more. Like that. Now it won't bend. That's actually that's kind of like a tiny one. All right, I need TikTok's opinion here real quick before we go too far. All right, I'm going to get you guys' opinion on this. We're going to change cameras. Boom. I don't know which one you like better. I'm going to let TikTok decide on that one. Where do I melt? I'd love to collaborate someday. Yeah, someday, maybe. I'm just like super swamped right now. I don't have time for collaboration. I would love to, but I just don't. First one, this one. now you guys are bouncing between the two. This one definitely has a wider angle. All right, so we got to pull this down, trim it up. Yep, I'm up in Washington. I'm on a hunt for Bigfoot. Yeah, this one I can clear it up a little bit. This camera on TikTok. I just have to figure out the settings. The camera on TikTok right now, this is my Canon mirrorless camera. I don't have it dialed in, but it's pretty good, I think. All right, we're doing the blown glass swan. God, I'm going to fail at this. I know I'm going to fail. Ugh. I didn't even get a chance to practice. If I fail, we'll do a second attempt. But I usually have to practice with one of these before I actually do it. Because it's been a minute since I've made them. Okay. So this is where the tail will be, and this is where the head is going to be. And here we go. Do people do a lampwork apprenticeship? Sometimes. I don't recommend an apprenticeship at all. I do not recommend an apprenticeship. There is so much information out there. You do not need to be a slave to someone. And it's not a slave to someone, but I think there's so much information out there. You do not need to be apprenticing. Plus, if you apprentice with the wrong person, you're going to pick up bad habits. All right, let's give it a little belly blow. God. Maybe I should turn on the music because I keep saying things I shouldn't. What would I consider a bad habit? Oh, absolutely. One of the worst habits I see people do is they'll take their glass rod like this, they get done with it, and they put it this way. So the hot end goes towards you. Everything goes away from you. But I see so many people flipping that thing around. Drives me absolutely batty. How does one learn good habits on your own? Watch other people and watch what they do. And if it looks like they're fumbling around, then it's probably not a good idea to replicate them. All right, here we go. We got to pull the neck. Not want to do this on live for the first time in a while, but we're going to do it. Don't you go all goofy on me. There we go. Not bad. Not bad for a first shot. Not quite perfect, but close enough. All right, we got to pop a hole in it. This is where the flowers go. And I mean real flowers, not the other type of flower. And then we're going to pull this off for the head. This thing has a gigantic head. That's all right. It's got a big ass head. That's okay though. It's character, right? All right. So we got a little hole right in the body there. And that's where you can put the flowers and the water and everything. These work really good for air plants and stuff. The beauty is we're going to get an epic whistle. Y'all ready for it? We don't have any music on, so it's perfect for it tonight. Hopefully we get a whistle. We're going to see here. Ooh, we might. You can even make choo-choo sounds. Get a little sound with it. Nothing like sound effects, right? All right, and then we got to flatten it. So I'm going to flip this guy over for now. Makes a great flattener. Your cat was at the whistle. Let's see if we can get this pulled off and if it sits. There we go. Move these guys out of the way at the moment. And let's see if it actually sits. Oh, there we go. A little different, but then we got to do the test. See if it. So I test everything. Oh, that wasn't a good one. So they should be able to sit on a shelf and fall like that. So that if you knock them over, they're not going to break. All right, back to a peppermint swirl, and then we'll do a gnome. Eccentric Clone, what's up? Thank you for all the jewels. How you doing tonight? So how are you guys liking it better with or without the music at the moment? Do you want more fireside chat or do you want music going? At the bar mitzvah? Yeah, that would be fun. I have done a few bar mitzvahs. Yep, totally blind reading your chat. Fireside chat. Yeah, I'm thinking of maybe like mixing it up. So Thursdays, I'll put it in the community notes of YouTube and I'll list it on TikTok. Thursday nights are definitely going to be a do or die miss stream. Okay. I'll set a time. I think it's going to be about 5 or 6 Pacific Standard Time. And we'll be on no matter what, unless there's a super emergency and I've got a chupacabra running around. Then I might take a break. Hi, Betty. How are you doing? I still have to get you tracking, but I do have you. I have you all set. I haven't forgotten. Just got like 10,000 emails to go through. Thank you so much for all the jewels. Who's that? Shelves? And looks like Goblin, maybe. David, thank you. Oh yeah, I'm just letting you know I haven't forgotten. Good pull. Yeah, I like doing some. I love pulling points. Everybody hates it, but I think it's cool. It's an art form by itself. All right, so I'm going to show you what my filter looks like. If you haven't seen it before, this is the material that's in my lenses of my glasses right now. And what it does is it filters out a lot of that bright, super bright flame. So we're going to bring it in for a second. I'm going to take it away. You can see how it just kind of dissipates some of that orange. And that's how I can see what I'm doing. That's right. Blowing glass blind is a super talent. True story, though, and I don't know if I'm going to do it again, but I might take the challenge. I have to have someone here in person, though. What's the filter called? Dididium. So I did actually make a hummingbird blindfolded at one time. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, that went waffle on me. But I did have someone standing next to me so that if my hand was getting too close, they would stop me. It didn't look like a super awesome hummingbird, but it did look like a hummingbird. But at the time, I had been making let me take a guess what year that was. How many were? It was like 600 of them a week. So I had pretty good muscle memory with it. Yeah, I had really good muscle memory with it. The 600 a week, you'll get very used to it. What's up, Colleen? How are you? But I also don't want to get flagged for a dangerous activity. So that's kind of why I'm not thinking of doing the challenge. But I'm also thinking of doing the challenge again because I can. But like I said, I probably have to have Flamin' Jesus sitting next to me make sure I don't accidentally get too close. But yeah, you get so much muscle memory, you just kind of get used to it. And it came out hummingbird-ish, but for blindfold, that's pretty good. Thank you for all the jewels, by the way, Colleen. Eccentric Clone, thank you. And now we got the white hat. After this, we will do the blue hat gnome head. We're doing the peppermint swirl ornament at the moment. I have a ton of Christmas orders to get done. What's the point if it's blindfolded if you're blind? Just to look cool, Truck Panda. That really wasn't you could do better than that, but I have faith that you could come up with a better troll than that. Because I would rate that one a 3. That was like a level 3. You could definitely troll better than that, I'm sure. That's what I'm going to start doing. Trolls, I'm going to start rating the trolls troll. I'm going to give them a 1 out of 10. Yeah, the one last night came out good. That had to go out into an order, and the blue one will go out into an order. I think I want to make the gnomes smaller from now on, though. What's up, Hot Java Lava? How are you doing? And we're going to come through. And there we go. Sean, thank you so much for joining into the membership. So keep track of the date that you joined. I think I keep track of it too. I think I got an idea of how to do that. But at after month 3, you are eligible for your birthday cake. So if your birthday comes around after month 3, then we will make you a personal birthday cake. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't cost anything to ship. It is just a gift. And I just got done showing Dragonfly Creations birthday cake if you want to see an example. You get to pick 2 colors of your choice. How can I read chat? Well, being blind, it's kind of hard, but I have 3 monitors in front of me. Actually, I have 4 monitors now because I do have to monitor 2 chats, both TikTok and YouTube, and then I have to monitor the stream on TikTok and YouTube. Yeah, of course, we could definitely do something. If you get a hold of me quickly, it might be able to get out in time, but we'll see, Renee. It depends on what it is. You know, if you want a kangaroo riding a dolphin, I probably won't be able to get it done. No, I don't sell the chandeliers anymore. I only did like 5 of them total. 2 of them, one's here and one's in my house. Oh, it's a running joke about the blind. People always think I'm blind because I have my safety glasses on. Just a few special people. Am I supposed to be Guy Fieri? No, I am Fiery Guy. I am natural. No coloring in my hair. It's just the way I look. I was born with this round ass face. I have no choice. I know, right, Jingles? Yeah, we do lots of different torch work for sure. I think this year I am going to do 1 day of streaming because I've had so many people ask me about doing borosilicate beads that I think I'm going to do 1 day a week in borosilicate beads. It's a huge market. A lot of people are interested in it. I don't use a mandrel for my beads. I do everything off of tubing. I don't use any mandrels. Thank you, Terry. Thank you very much. What sounds like copyright infringement? Truck Bandit, again, that's a 3. Your troll level is at 3. You need to step it up. That's a 3 on the troll scale. All right, we have to pop that little hole in there. And that actually does a lot to make the piece a lot stronger. Sorry, no bongs, no dongs. Not going to happen. Grand Theft Auto 6 will come out before I make one. Do I ever make trades or deals with other art? Sometimes, yeah. I love other people's artwork, especially someone that knows how to do woodworking. I'm terrible with trying to do wood carving and stuff. Oh my God, I'm terrible. What's up, Deb? What happened to my hair? Stuck it in a light socket. True story. Yeah. When I was like 5, I stuck a knife in the toaster to get the bread out. Yeah, that didn't end well. Oh, leave him, Dragonfly. I like rating his weak trolls. Or her. I don't know if it's a him or her. Don't care. Whoever it is, their troll is like they're practicing to be a good troll. We're gonna help them practice to be a good troll. I stuck it in a light. No, I actually stuck it in the toaster. I took a butter knife, stuck it in the toaster to get the bread out, and that was the weirdest feeling on the planet. It felt like, honestly, it felt like rubber bands were bouncing throughout my entire body. It was the weirdest feeling. That's what it felt like for electrocution on that. It was totally weird. It was awful but cool at the same time. I don't recommend it though. I do not recommend it. It does feel weird. Honestly, it felt like little rubber bands bouncing through. I remember it, and it shot me across the kitchen. Of course, Fiery Mom heard me, came out and said, "What are you doing?" And I told her what happened, and she was concerned at first, and then she said, "What'd you learn?" Not to stick the knife in the toaster. Do a lot of wood projects on the side. I wish I could work with. I think wood is a really cool material. There's a certain type of wood called babinga. I think it's called babinga. I love that wood. That looks really cool. I like babinga and burl wood. Those are two really cool variations that I really like. I had Stephanie I had a woodworker make a custom cutting board out of babinga, and it was really cool. Still have it. Right, there we are. You shocked yourself too when you unplugged the box. Did you? How'd it feel? Did it feel weird or did it hurt? Custom signs are nice. That's cool, Jingle. Walnut or purple heart. Yeah, I like purple heart too. All right, so we got that. So the red will come back into red later. This is an old version of the red. And it's the same type of formula, but they tweaked it a little bit about 10 years ago. And now it strikes up to red very easily, but it did for a while. I think this is the original. Yeah. So I'm going to show you what the red will look like, how it goes. Redwood or particle board? Redwood, of course. All right, so this red, we're going to show you what red does. Glassblowers are not going to be impressed because they already know what's going to happen. Yeah, Red Elvis. I love Red Elvis. But this is the red I'm using right now is not Red Elvis. This is the original ruby red from North Star Glass, 1989? No, 98. So this is ruby red from 1998. My dad had passed away. My dad passed away, and I went and picked up all his glass and stuff and materials and torches, and he had some of this from 1998. So I'm going to use it up in his honor. All these Christmas ornaments are made with the glass from him. All right, so we're going to bring it out here, and you're going to see that clear disc. And this is the trippiest part about it. In about 3 seconds, it's going to start forming red and go back to red. Boom. Now, this is the newer version. It works really, really well. The old stuff, it will strike in the kiln, but it doesn't go that fast. Real, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for the jewels. It is very retro. I've got some of the oldest glass on the planet. I have every color ever produced by North Star. Every single color. Even the ones you've never heard of. I can tell you right now, there are some colors out there that if they remade it, it would be amazing. I keep telling Abe, bust out the formula. You won't do it. Can I make realistic animals? Yeah. Oh. Then make sure that's not hot. So there is one realistic animal, and I have a second one right here. The second realistic animal is my self-portrait. So there's a second realistic animal, and then there's the wolf. So there, we'll put the wolf right there. And then there's the second one. What's up, Kevin's Book? If you guys have not followed Kevin's Book, please go follow him on TikTok. Kevin is a really good human being, and he wrote an amazing book. What's my favorite thing I've ever made? A tiramisu. I have gotten tiny little burns, yeah. What I don't do a Grinch, but I do a combination of snowman head and Grinch. In fact, I have one on order I need to make. What's the rarest glass? Give me a second. There's like 2 or 3 I'm thinking of, and I'm trying to think of which one is the rarest. I would have to say it was a color by North Star Glassworks. There's 2 that I'm thinking of that are super rare. One is called green gold. So it's kind of like a light green, but when you shift it, it has a gold, like a amber gold hue to it. The other one is called sable. I love sable. Sable is a transparent black that strikes like the red. Sable is an amazing color. I wish they would remake that one. Moldavite. Yeah, you could definitely do Moldavite. What's up, Corey? Now, green dwarf is kind of rare, but not as rare as the colors I was talking about. Not quite. It's rare, but not that rare. There's also one called Cosmic Orange that North Star used to make. Now, that color was amazing. So Cosmic Orange would be a really deep orange, like a burnt orange, and then it would have streaks of orange running through it. I only have like 5 rods of that left. So I am not using that unless it's something super epic. I said I was going to do the gnome, right? Crap, I made this point to it. Let me finish this real quick. Let me just do this. Let me bust out this peppermint swirl real fast. Then we'll do the gnome. I forgot about that. Got to do that. Yeah, some people, some things are very, very scary to do with copyright. Don't mess with a Nintendo. Don't mess with Disney. And definitely do not mess with Sanrio and Hello Kitty, because Hello Kitty will kick your butt. From experience, I will tell you. Hello Kitty has a vicious streak. I'm going to find that cease and desist letter too. It's not a letter; it's a cease and desist book. Yeah, I only have 5 sticks of that orange left. I mean, it is. I'm like so disappointed. I only have that much left. It's really super disappointing that they don't remake it. But materials might not be around for it too. Oh, thank you. I love streaming on here. Streaming is like my jam now. So I like doing how it's made on glass, not like I don't want to do how to make it. I want to do how it's made. It's kind of the direction I'm going. However, if you are a person that is in the glass business and you see something I'm doing and you go, hey, how'd you do that? I will more than likely explain it to you in the best terms I can. So it'll help you get through that hurdle. So there's a lot of hurdles you run across when you're learning. And some people are really cool about helping, and others, not so much. Thank you. Thank you, Ma. Forbidden Relic. Yeah, I have 31 years under myself with it, but I also have, the 50 plus years that my mother did this too. So you got, essentially 81 years available to ask questions. We did get all the grab bag mystery boxes done. Stephanie's finishing all that up right now. If you did get one, you should have gotten a notice that your label was printed. I think I have enough for 10 more. I'm going to lay everything out and see if I do, and you are interested in one of the mystery grab bag boxes, now would be the time to let me know. And I know there's 2 people. I know Melissa had messaged me, so she would get priority on it. Charles, thank you for the high five. Boom. Appreciate it. KCH, thank you for the flower. Yeah, a lot of people are helpful. Just one not. I'm sure it grows. I think I know who you're talking about. We're not going to call any names, though. All right, so we're adding the red. So yeah, this stuff is like ancient, just like me. But how lucky am I? I have been able to do this for 31 years. I am so lucky. Corey, thank you for the laughing disco. KCH, thank you. Charles. Colleen Glass, thank you. Wild, weird, and unique. Oh, I am your huckleberry on that one. I swear, when people say go wild, they end up getting like, let's say someone said, I want a $60 piece, go wild. They usually end up getting like a $300 piece. Because then it's like super fun for me. Thank you for subscribing. Cooking coconuts? You cook coconuts? Or is that just like a name? Been painting for 20? Yeah. I wasn't very good with paint or acrylic. I was fantastic at chalks. So charcoal and chalks, I loved working with. Painting, I couldn't get past the layering. What's up, Wood Tiger? Watercolor? Yeah. I actually know a person that's pretty well known in the watercolor industry. I just know him as Mr. Silva, though, because he's a friend's father, and I always forget his first name because I just called him Mr. Silva. What's poppin'? Love the glass art? Yeah, thank you. Maria, thank you for the floating heart. I appreciate that. You're freezing? I'm freezing too. Need a Cthulhu? I could definitely do a Cthulhu. In fact, we might finish that guy tonight. It's not a Cthulhu, but it's the weird item. We were jamming on it one night at audience participation, and I just never finished it. But I'll bring it out. Maybe we'll preheat it and attach it to something tonight. Glow up with the good hair. Thank you for the hat and mustache. I appreciate it. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. All right. I've been reading chat and I wobbled this thing. Sorry. I just messed it up a little bit. I got to get it back centered. So much for me being able to read chat all the time. There we go. Bentleys, we could definitely make that happen. I think I'll have 10 more. It might be 10, 12. I think there's enough for that. We just got done laying everything out, and we'll do a count tonight and get it all set. Because every mystery grab bag box, whatever you want to call it, has at least 3 items in it, except for the one that has the shark. The mystery boxes are basically things that I have done on live stream, like swans or zeros or all kinds of stuff. And I pop it into mystery boxes. Thank you, Bentley's mom. I'm so sorry to hear that, though. You know I'll take care of you on that. So a lot of the stuff I make on live stream, I gather up and then we do it in mystery boxes. Wild dolphin, you should show it. Yeah, I do have the wild dolphin necessary. I'll bring it out. Give me a second here. So that is for me to be able to finish the piece. One, it allows the hot air to escape, but that's where the hook will go. That little hole right there will allow me to do that. But yeah, should be pretty strong. I try and make it cat proof. I can't, the cat will always win, but what's the hardest glass artwork I've ever done? Well, there's 2 pieces that were really super hard for me. One is when my dog Simba had passed away, I had to do his memorial. And I can do memorials for everybody else all day, and there's not like a super personal connection to that other than the people that are asking to have it done. So I have empathy for that. But when it was my own dog that I had for 16 years and I had to make a memorial with his ashes, that was super, it wasn't easy. And then the other one is I did a chandelier that was for a pool table. It was a pool table owned by, I always forget his name, Minnesota Fats. It was a pool table owned by Minnesota Fats, and this family had purchased it and put it in their pool room. And they wanted a really cool chandelier for it. So I designed the chandelier, and it had all these arms coming off of it. And then each arm had a pool ball on it with the letter or the number in there, and it matched the colors. The problem was the colors on those pool balls were ancient because the pool balls were old. Peppermint style cozy cup holder thing? Yeah, I could actually. Is glassblowing easy to learn? Easy is relative. Some people pick it up really fast, some don't. But if you practice, you will get it. I promise. Eventually, if I can make enough money or I can get someone to fund it, I would love to teach people that are wheelchair bound to be able to do this at home as a job or a hobby. But for someone that's wheelchair bound, this is absolutely perfect. There's no limitations of what they can and can't do on it. I do human all the time, Sarah. All the time. In fact, I'll show you one that we just finished. It is the absolute coolest memorial. I wish I had thought about this. I did not come up with this idea, but man, it is the coolest memorial. I want to be like this. I'll show it to you. It is the coolest memorial. And I can't take all the credit for it because all I did was make the marbles. The owner actually gets credit for putting it all together. And I had no idea what she was doing with all these marbles. But now I do. Are we straight? We're straight. Then we smooth that out. Tea light candles on it. I've done a lot of tea light candle stuff. There's a company out there called, I think it's Glassy Baby. And they make a ton of stuff out of glass for tea lights and stuff. Ashes and tattoo. Oh, that's nice. All right, let me find the picture here of this thing. I'll show you. This is worth it. If I were up there, it is. All right. So this, I did all the marbles in here, but I did not come up with this idea. I can't take credit for it. But if you can see that, all the memorial marbles are in a gumball machine, like that. So all the memorial marbles sat in the gumball machine. Yeah, I have probably 12 more, Todd, that are going to be going up. Email me, and I will let you know when they're up so you can grab one. So what she did there is she put a lot of the memorial marbles in the gumball machine. He was a candy maker, I guess. So that was why that was important for them. But anyway, we're going to do the gnome. Every family member came by and turned it, and whatever memorial marble came out, that's what they got. You're going to reincarnate. There's no point in blowing glass. What is, I don't understand your quote there. What's up from Sweden? I got to go to your country. I got to go to Sweden some point. I have to go there. Yeah, that piece was, like I said, I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't. She did give me permission to use it, though, for marketing. All right, we're doing the gnome. This has been my full-time job for 31 years. Stockholm was crazy cool. I bet it was. I bet it. Stockholm sounds like a place to go. There's a lot of places I want to travel to. I just need to find glassblowing all over the world so I can go visit. Italy was really cool. I did like Italy, and we did glassblowing in Bali, of all places. Bali was actually pretty cool. I love Bali. If you ever want to go somewhere that is absolutely amazing, go to Bali. You were 8? Yep, pretty much. Lived in Germany? Yeah, that's where Stephanie grew up for a while. She grew up in a place called, okay, I'm going to mess it up. Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Garmisch-Partenkirchen. It's in the Alps. There's like a big old famous mountain there. Okay, I'm going to butcher it if I say the name. All right, I made this too big for the gnome again. All right, we got to shrink it down a little bit. Typical me, made it too big. And after this, we might do the blown swan, and we'll do it with some fuming. We could do some fuming. I love fuming. All right, so we're going to do the little gnome. It's not so little, though. I need to make this thing way smaller before I put it back out there. Okay. Oop, the gumball machine's still staring at me. All right, we got to taper this down a little bit. Okay. Separate it. All right, first things first, we got to grab some of the white and create the little brim around it for the hat. Then we're going to grab some cobalt, finish the other part of the hat. Yeah, my glasses. I'll do that real quick. I have a moment. You can see into the flame, so see how bright that is? This is the material my glasses are made of right here. I'm going to drop it in there, and you're going to see that it just kind of eliminates all that poo-poo. Watch. Now you can really see the effect right there. Bring it out. So that's how you can see it. Okay, so we need to shrink this down a little. There we go. TikTok is acting up. All right, let me grab these little skinny minis. One there. And one there. Now we have to attach them. How much? No more than 2 teaspoons. That's a max you would need. That's weird. So first TikTok was saying you didn't have enough bandwidth. Now YouTube is saying you don't have enough bandwidth. I don't get it. All right, here we go. We got to add this white on here. Squishy. There we go. We're going to do 2 of these onto here. This will create that kind of little fluffy part of the hat. This takes a second, though. This glass does not like to heat up very fast. Okay, there is rod number 1 on there. On there. There. And number 2. There we go. Yeah, whatever's left over, I do send back. Most of the time, too, I do end up with a little bit of extra on the ashes, like the scrap glass. It's not really scrap, but it has ash in it. So I sometimes make something different for it, just like a little trinket of some sort. No, not going to make any nectar collectors. It's not like you're lacking for choices in that industry. I don't have a problem with the industry. There's just so many people making it. You don't need one from me. How would you transport that? Which part? The ashes? You definitely have to ship it priority mail, and it has to be done signature required. I have a UPS store that you ship it to, and they will sign for it, and it never gets lost. No porch pirates on that. And then when I ship it back, it is signature required. Priority the same way. And that's for the memorials. All right, we got to squish this down. Sound effects were free. Oh, what do you send it in? I send you a collection kit. So when you make a purchase, I send you a kit to put it in and with a pre-done label so that nothing ever gets mixed up. Like your order number and everything is on the bag that you put it in, and that way it never gets mixed up. But figure I'm doing a gnome, a little hanging gnome. Not my favorite item, but yeah. Of course, Melissa. Here we go. Got to add the little hat now. And here we go. Keely, thank you for the rose. And whoever gets the shark sculpture, if you wouldn't mind posting it so that everybody sees that someone got it, I would really appreciate it. I will repost your unwrapping of the shark sculpture out of the mystery box. And I hope everybody knows whoever got the shark sculpture, that is the only thing in the box. It was super nice. All right, so we got to do the gnome hat. This is the part I don't like. I don't like making this hat. Similar to an elf, kind of. Okay, and we're going to start pulling the gnome hat. I do it super slow. I make this hat like over exaggerated tall. Because it's a gnome, right? So there we are. We got the basic shape of it going right now. I'll finagle the hat a little bit later. I'll kind of give it some character, but right now we're going to make it good. Do I prefer gnomes or I would rather make an octopus all day long. Yeah, it is cobalt blue. Correct. All right. Got that pretty well centered. I think we're good. Ever made like bullets? Yes. I've even taken like brass casings and put the glass inside the brass casing with ash underneath it upon request. But those have to be shipped super carefully because when they go through x-ray scans, they have to have certain designations on it. And they do not play around if you don't mark it correctly. They get very angry. All right, so that little hole is necessary so I could finish the rest of this. Yeah, they when shipping even a fake bullet, they get very angry if you don't label it. Lives are therapeutic. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying today without any music. Have I made an octopus? Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, we have done some epic. I try to make small ones, and they just come out so big. You know what? We're going to do an octopus Christmas ornament after a little bit, too. Not right now, but we'll do it in a little bit. So I got this is called a punty, and this is going to allow me to do the other stuff. So this is where we have to get the gnome going. The gnome nose. All right, so we're going to bring this down and separate this right about here. Not much clear glass is left on here because we're going to be covering the majority of it in white. Going to create the beard, the eyebrows, the face. Except for the nose, it's going to have a little bit of a spark brownish color. Where am I based out of? I am north of Seattle. All right, let me grab this here, right there. So what I'm doing right here is marking where that hole is so I can cover that up last. Okay, we're good. So this is where we're starting off. So not much to it right now, but you're going to start to see it take shape here in just a minute. Let's go. Let's do it. All right, first things first, I got to give it some hair. Okay, so that's the back of the head. We just kind of gave it some hair on the back, and then we got to start working the face. This is what I do like about the gnome is so much of it gets covered up. It's like just a whole bunch of white beard and craziness. The beard is actually kind of fun to make. Because we get to do that kind of saltwater taffy pull mixing with it. You kind of layer it up like that. We're going to give this guy an extra long beard. Every gnome is a little bit custom. So we just gave him a really long beard coming down. Over exaggerated. We're going to give him some handlebar. Glasshopper. Yeah, I've seen his stuff. It's actually quite nice. He does good work. You know, totally different style than me, but yeah. Different is good. You know, exaggerate that beard getting short. We got to thicken this beard up a little. Give it some beard oil. Got to make it a little bit. New Orleans, you have one of the best glassblowing studios around you in New Orleans. I am so jealous. Guy that owns it's pretty awesome. All right, one more little bit. We're going to over exaggerate this again. I just have to make it a little thicker for the pool. Got a little wonky there. And one more overfold. And we're going to bring it down. Like that. What's up, L to the B? Yeah, there's definitely one of the coolest places. It's called Pollock Studios. And if you ever want to go see some really cool, they have an actual gift shop too, and it's a cool place. All right, we're going to go super wide on the beard and the mustache on here. That's a little too thin right there. Okay, I have to do this one on the other side over a little bit. It's a little short. Now I went too long. All right, let's give this frontal beard just a little bit more substance here. Now that we got the mustache all done, I can kind of gauge exactly how far I need to pull it. Might be kind of cool to do a Viking too. A little Viking would be fun. All right, so we got the beard and everything. Now it doesn't look like that. It looks like a ghost with a hat. Watch how much just one thing makes a change. Just adding the nose. It's going to totally change the entire piece. Got to get the right shape though. So now when you add the nose on there, it starts giving the head a little bit of that character. And then we got to put the nostrils in because the gnome has to breathe, right? Sitting Indian would be definitely cool. All right, let's put the nostrils in there. And there. I'm still not happy with that bottom part of the beard. I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker. It's too thin. It looks like a ghost. I need to widen this up a little. I'm not 1,000% happy with that. That's getting short. That's better. I am going to change the mustache. I'm changing everything. Tried to go a little too custom on it. All right. So I got to park that in the kiln temporarily. We're going to heat it up. So we're going to pull the hat down a little bit, and that's going to totally change everything. A Native American gnome? I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. I would definitely have to do some research to make sure to do it correctly and not offend anybody with it. L to the B, I think whoever sent that alien buddies, thank you so much. Okay, I have to go give my mother her meds. I'm going to be gone for 30 minutes or less. Hit the subscribe and the follow button. I'm coming back. We're going to finish the gnome. We're going to make some more swans. We're going to do some really cool items tonight. And we're going to fix it up. It's going to be awesome tonight. With Tiger. So definitely hit the subscribe. Give me about 30 minutes. Okay, it is 9:30, so 10 o'clock my time. Can I make a Santa Claus face? I probably could. It's very close to the gnome. So, but for those of you who don't know, I take care of my mother, and she is on a specific medication that needs to be given every 12 hours for a time being. So I got to go do that. White fire. Yeah, just like Game of Thrones. Except that was green fire. All right, TikTok, I'm signing off for the moment. I'll be back in 30 minutes. There's that. And YouTube, I will be back in 30 minutes. Please come hang out with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're not done. We're not even close to done for the night. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for waving to my mom. Yeah, she needs it. All right, I'll see you all in a little bit. I appreciate all you.